Happy New Year, even though it is the 2nd. But that's as close as you're going to get from me, because we started off New Year. Well, I won't say with a bang, it was a squibber really. I was on my own, family had gone out. Got my little drink in my hand, as you know I don't drink, but I thought, New Year, toast the New Year in. Whatever. Glass in hand, waiting for the New Year. Toasted myself to the New Year, then boom, all the electric went off. So I thought, oh, this isn't good. Is this just us or what? So I am dreadful. My night vision is chronic. So I'm thinking I'll open the curtains so maybe the moon or the street lights will light up, you know, my room so I can see what I'm actually doing. So I tottered over to the curtains, drew them back. No street light. Ah, good start. So I goes on, I couldn't use my computer obviously because everything had gone, but thankfully I had my phone. Looked on Facebook onto the Fleetwood page and everybody's going, what's happening, what's happening? We've got no power, we've got no lights. So apparently it was all over this area and they were saying it wasn't going to be back on till about 1:30 or something. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is brilliant, what am I going to do? Thankfully we have a gas hob, so I could at least go and put a saucepan of water on and boil some water to make myself a drink. I couldn't go to bed because, as you know, when I, well, you don't know, but you maybe do know, I stop breathing when I'm sleeping, so I am permanently sort of linked up to a mask, which of course obviously runs off electric, so I couldn't go to bed because I might not be here. I don't wish to sound dramatic, but I might not be here to say Happy New Year to you all if I'd have fallen asleep and not had my mask on. So anyway, 1:30, it came back on again and I thought, oh yeah, fine, I'll go to bed. In the meantime, I thought, I can't see, couldn't find a torch, anything. And I needed to light candles, but I couldn't find, and I thought, the kitchen window bottom has got a battery operated tree. So I am walking around like Florence Nightingale, the Lady of the Lamp, with a lit Christmas tree. Just enough of a little glow so I could actually not fall over my own feet and see my way into the kitchen. So I've got the little Christmas tree sat by the gas cooker while I boiled some water for a drink. I thought, this is a good start, isn't it? Anyway, I went to bed and I was just falling asleep. Boom, it all went off again. And I thought, oh, this is great. So luckily I had, oh, now I'm covered, absolutely covered in white stuff all over my dress and everything off this flipping tree. Anyway, luckily I have a little light by the side of my bed that is charged up USB. So I put that on. So I thought, well, what can I do? I'll read, because I was terrified of falling asleep because, you know, I may not be here. Anyway, so I did a little bit of reading, and as I'd left the light on, boom, it came back on again. So I thought, oh God, I'll chance it, I'll risk it, I'll go to sleep. Anyway, it seemed to stay on, well, all of the night that I was asleep anyway. Yesterday it kept going off, and last night again it went off, and I thought, well, I still can't go to bed. So I'm like, if my eyes look like they're down here, it's because I've had very little sleep, because I'm petrified of going to sleep without my mask. They should invent a wind-up one, shouldn't they, or something? So consequently today I have been perusing Amazon for torches, because 2 candles on a plate didn't give me much light, if you know what I mean. How did our great-grandparents go on? without lighting, you know. And now I'm covered in stuff off the Christmas tree, little bits of white stuff off my Christmas tree everywhere. Oh dear. Anyway, that was the start to my new year. I don't know how yours was. But my year started off not good before Christmas because I was on the recliner here with my little legs reclined out. The two dogs had been out for a walk, and when they come in they're a bit giddy. So Trixie just came flying through the door, and before I could stop her she just launched herself at my legs to jump up to say hello to me. Like a ski slope with her claws up my leg. So I've got very thin skin on my legs and it bleeds profusely. So I'm like, ah! Luckily my son and daughter-in-law obviously had just come in with the dogs, so my son comes in and I'm like staunching the blood with tissues and everything. I'm going, help, help. My daughter-in-law, who was a trained nurse, comes in and she's rummaging in the first aid cabinet trying to find some plasters and stuff to put on it, but it was past a plaster, if you know what I mean. It was bleeding too much. So she doused me with disinfectant, which I was bravely trying not to go, because it stings. Doesn't it? It stings when somebody douses you with something. Anyway, she then put like some, I think it was Savlon ointment on, a big pad thing, and stuck it on my leg and wrapped me up with a bandage and said, elevate your leg to get it to stop bleeding. Anyway, it did stop bleeding, but boy was it sore. I mean, I've got very thin skin. It just, you know, I've only got to touch it. I cannot, too much information, but I cannot shave my legs, wax my legs, do anything. Fortunately, the hair on my legs has stopped growing, but I can't touch them. Because anything I do to my legs, even cream, sets them off, yeah. So I was there, and it was good. I went up to bed, and it was going da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. So I'm like, oh, this is great. Not going to get much sleep here. And we eventually got to sleep. So that was it. So it has healed a little. Today I actually managed to take the dressings off it and I had a shower. Beautiful me, had a shower, yeah. I know it sounds gross, but I didn't want to wet it through before, so I was having a, you know, like your grandma used to in the sink, you know, with a flannel all over, you know. So I wasn't dirty. Anyway, what have I been doing with my little self? Oh, I'm full of this blooming white stuff off the Christmas tree now. If you want to know what I'm wearing, apart from part of the white off the Christmas tree, I am wearing this top I finished before Christmas. I shall walk away while you can see me. And I'm wearing my woolly skirt with all the colours in. Because it wouldn't be me if I was dull, would it? You know, it's not me if I'm dull. And I actually spent part of New Year's Eve watching a lovely programme about like dress how you feel, like these very, very sort of, it's an old programme, very, very elderly people in New York who just dress in the most bold colours. So I felt quite dowdy actually, yeah. Anyway, I was struggling with my necklace today. Not because it's a horrible necklace or anything, it's a beautiful necklace. But as you know, I'm waiting to have my carpal tunnel done. So I couldn't, my left hand was not cooperating at all. So I've actually finished up with a safety pin in the back of it because I couldn't do the clasp at all. So I thought, oh, this is brilliant. So I went through my repertoire of purple necklaces, and if I had a long one, it came down too low, you know, so yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want to know what the pattern is I'm wearing, it's from this book. I think she's called Afia Ibomu. The patterns in it are perhaps a little bit way out for most of you, some of you. I don't know whether you've got my taste in clothing or not. But a lot of them are, well, they're out of my, they're not actually in my sort of taste, a lot of them, because a lot of them are bikini type tops and that. So I'm looking for the pattern that I used, which I can't find, I mean there is that one which I do like, but that's done with short sleeves. I suppose I could do it with longer sleeves, but it wasn't that one I did actually. Well, I don't know, I can't find it now. I can't find it. Bear with me one moment while I flick through. Oh, there it is. It's called Tuning. But as you can see, I didn't do it in the two colours. I just did it in one. But I just had a couple of balls left in this sort of purpley colour. 100-gram balls, double knitting. I'm still full of this white stuff. And so I thought, I'm going to use it up. I am trying my best to work my way through some of the stash I've got in the shed. Here. So what have I been actually crocheting? Well, I found 5 balls in the shed of Boutique Unforgettable in the colour of Petunia. So I started making something, and I'm rapidly finding that I don't have enough with 5 balls. And of course, it's discontinued. I've looked all over, everywhere, and I could find one ball that somebody was selling for £27, and I thought, no, I shall do like Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn and improvise. So I had a part ball of this Pato that I'd used for something or another, Signet Pato, and it's called Purple. Really good, that, isn't it? Purple. So anyway, I've ordered some more of this. Well, I've actually ordered 2 balls, but I really think I only need 1. And I'm improvising. So while I was watching the telly, not that there was much on, but having said that, I was gifted a Fire Stick for Christmas, which has meant that my channels has multiplied, so I can actually watch. Some of them you have to be careful for because they're prime and you have to start paying for them. But there's quite a lot of things to watch on the freebie, which, you know, second-hand Rose, freebie Janet, you know, don't like paying for a lot. As a family, we're not big on loads and loads of Christmas presents like some people are, you know, with like thousands of presents to them. We don't really do that anymore. We buy for the, well, I don't, but they buy for the kids, yeah, because obviously for little children, Christmas is Christmas, isn't it? So, you know, for adults, we just don't go mad, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I got a Fire Stick for Christmas. And I long since, well, not long since, I stopped getting my niece's presents because they live away, I think I explained to you. It was like getting things that would go in the post and I don't see them and, you know, whatever. Not that, nothing wrong with that. I'm friends, I don't buy particularly presents for friends. Yeah. Anyway, this is what it's making up like. I'm just doing a simple shell pattern. This, and I'm making it up myself, so don't ask me what the pattern is. So I decided I'd do the sleeve. So I started off with the Pato at the bottom. And I'm doing the sleeves because I wanted the sleeves all in one colour. I thought if I'm going to have to introduce colour work somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to do it in the back and the front. So, and my ball of wool is stuck around my bulwark. Oh, anyway, I'll show you without the ball. I'd started doing this on the Saturday Live. And I realised that that is not going to go far, is it? And seeing as I've only got 5 balls and it's taken the best part of one to do a sleeve, I've just started the other sleeve with what was left of the part ball, which is not going far. Yeah. So it's going to take another, at least, I've only got that bit left, 3/4 of the ball to do the sleeve. So that only leaves me really 1.5 balls for the front and the back. 1.5 balls each for the front and the back. So I'm going to have to find some way of introducing more of this purple when it arrives. I've got some. I can do some, if you know what I mean, but because I'm going to have to put the rib on upside down on the front bit, aren't I? And I'm hoping that they haven't even sent me notification that it's on its way, because of course, you know, New Year, everybody's shut, aren't they? Can't blame them, can't blame them. People, shops are entitled to their days off like everybody else, aren't they? So I've got enough to put the bottom on, you know, the sweater, the back or the front, whichever it is that I'm doing, yeah. Anyway, I'll get on a bit with that. This morning I get a text message from my son, and he goes, my daughter-in-law never asks me for anything. As you know, I made her that lovely purple jacket, which if you look back in the video, which was a bit yellow because I was in my annex bedroom, and the light in there, it's yellow. And it was so late at night I couldn't come in here because they're above me and I didn't want to wake them up. So my son sent me a message this morning saying Trish is really fallen in love with this. Now this is a hat, and it's made by a lady called Lauren, somebody or other. And she's used two patterns. Now this colour is actually much brighter. My printer hasn't made it brighter. There's actually yellow and everything, multicolours in it, and it's been used by the King Cole Riot. But she's used 500 grams, like just for the hat part. She's combined two patterns together, which I've had to buy from Etsy. Since when did Etsy patterns all turn out to be £10 each? Excuse me, you know, especially if I'm making them for somebody else, but I digress. So I bought that pattern. It's on Etsy. I think it's round about £7, £8 or something for the pattern. But then it's called the Lauwis Dragon Hood. Lauwis Dragon Hood. But then she combined it with this other pattern, which has got the bib bit on it, which is called the matrixxhood. So I dare say I could have found it out without the pattern, but I thought, no, I'll get the pattern. Anyway, I looked at which yarn she'd used, and she'd used the King Cole Riot, which would be the exact colour that this is on Facebook. Not that colour, but the exact colour that is on Facebook. But it's $3.99 a ball. And it takes 500 grams to do the hood bit, not the bib bit underneath. So, you know, not being tight, but like 6 balls at like £4. It's quite a lot, isn't it, for a hoodie thing that may not be worn very much. So I'm going to go into the shed and have a look what I've got. And if I haven't got anything, I'm actually going to look at James C. Brett, because their balls of yarn are 200 gram balls, so I probably would need 3. And that's about £6 a ball, so that would be 3 6s, that would be 18, maybe a bit less than paying for the King Cole Riot, which will be 6 4s, 24, yeah, so it would be a bit cheaper if I use the King Cole. Anyway, I do have some yarns in the shed, so I'm sure she's not fussy to it being exactly that colour. So when it ever stops raining, it did actually stop raining for a little while yesterday. I don't know if you've been in the US and you've been following us in the UK. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get horrible, horrible weather as a rule. But boy, have we been being hit by everything known to man. We have been fortunate here. My little area has lost quite a few fence posts, gate posts. Lost dogs, of course, because they've got out through the fence because people have let them out for a wee and they haven't realised the fence is down and the dog's gone to Blackpool, you know. But apart from that, you know, I do check before I let these two out, make sure everything's, you know, intact before I let them out. Trixie I don't think would go far, but Rosie would be in Blackpool, you know. She's a bit of a wanderer. Yeah, I think she's got Romanian wandering roots, you know, she's off like a whatever. So, but Staley Bridge, which isn't that far from me, has been absolutely roads ripped off, everything. Cars smashed to bits because trees have crashed on them and everything. It's been dreadful. Dreadful. A friend of mine sent me a little video, it wasn't round here, I don't know where it was from, a little video of a lady on a mobile scooter down by the sea. And it said, I wouldn't go there, love, if I was you. And then this big wave came over and knocked her flying off the scooter and everything. And I thought, yeah, so this little chicken's not gone out the door. I may venture out tomorrow because one of the knit clubs I think starts up tomorrow. The one in Cleveland. Which would mean me going down the seafront, back open again. Back down the seafront again, being at the mercy of the waves. So I'm hoping it's a low tide and I'm going down there and it's not raining. Because it would be nice to get out of the house. I've not been out since before Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, the post lady did bring me 2 books today. I haven't opened them, as you can see. Not been opened. I know that one of them will probably be the same magazine that Tracy Crochet Rocks has just done a review of. But I've not watched her review purely because, of course, I knew I had mine coming in an order. And I didn't want to look at it. I'll look at it once I've done my look and review because I'll see whether she's agreed with what I'm saying. But I don't like, it's like a spoiler, isn't it? It's like, you know, somebody telling you the end of something before you've got, you know, you've read your copy. So I haven't looked at her Open With Me. I haven't looked at it. So I don't call mine Open With Me because that's like kind of pinching it. It's her catchphrase, isn't it? I'm just going to say I'm going to look in my book. One of them could possibly be Another Doll's House pattern book. Because I think I must have been half asleep one night and a bit bored. And I must have been browsing on eBay or whatever it was. Or could have been Amazon. I don't think it's Amazon. No, it's not Amazon. It must have been eBay. I must have been browsing on there. And thought it was a good idea to order these books on dolls' houses. Well, that would be my New Year project. Project number 1 would be to tidy up the shed. But as it is cold, wet, raining, dark, that is being postponed. Because I've only got one window in the shed. And because of all the weather and the rain and everything, that window is particularly dirty at the moment because the sea and the sand and everything is full of grit all over the outside, so I can't see out anyway. So I like to do my shed on a nice day where I can leave the door open, so at least I've got more daylight coming in, if you know what I'm saying. I've got a craft lamp, a bit like this, in there, but it doesn't shed a lot of light, really. It just sheds it over where you actually are, but not, you know, all round the shed. So, and then project number 2, of course, is my doll's house, which needs painting. Project number 3 is sew the hems up on the trousers that have been rolled up languishing because they're about that much too long for me because I'm only short. So I've got 3 pairs of trousers, I think, to shorten. And as I said before, because my back's slowly shunting, you know, old age arthritis, spondylitis, whatever you want to call it. Ankylosing spondylitis, I think, is its posh name. It means basically your spine is shunting down. And what happens, of course, when your spine shunts down, you shrink. So you're treading on the ends of all your trousers, you know. That's the sort of the gist of it, really. So when I go out, you know, I'm treading on the bottom of all my trouser legs, and my son's saying, when you do something with your trousers, you're going to fall over, mother, because, hey ho, I can fall over. Nothing. Eyelashes. Nothing. Anything. Fall over. So I do need to shorten them, you know. I'm sure I'm not going to grow. I don't think there's a miracle that's going to make my spine go and grow out again. You know. I used to be 5'4". I think I'll be looking out, I'm 5'1". Oh well. It's the joys of old age that they don't really tell you about, do they? They don't tell you that your spine's going to shrink. They don't tell you you're going to be riddled with arthritis. They don't tell you you're not going to be able to see half the time. They don't tell you you could possibly be going deaf, you know. They leave all these things as a surprise. You know, like, But hey ho, Janet, you've got to 78 without too many things wrong with you. Yes, I've got a bad spine. Yes, I've got bad knees, bad hips, but hey, There's a heck of a lot of people got far worse than I've done. So I just think, keep going, you fool. Anyway, I hope you're all having a slightly better start to 2024 than I've had. I have got my washing to put on the dryer now because I didn't wash yesterday because it's bad luck to do housework on New Year's Day and it's bad luck to wash your clothes on New Year's Day. That's my mum. My mother is always in my head. I think I've told you this before. She's always talking to me in my head. No, I'm not. I'm funny. She just my mum talks to me in my head saying, don't do this, don't do that. You can't do this. That's that. For some reason or another, I don't know what it was. Something to do with washing clothes is washing friends out of your life or relatives out of your life. But I'm not quite sure about housework. I think she said if you're doing housework on New Year's Day, that means you'll be doing it every day for the rest of your life. But seeing as most women and some men do housework every day of their life anyway, I don't think that that really is valid. I don't know whether your thoughts are on that or not. Anyway, I'm going to try and upload this, and if I have enough battery life left in the camera, I'll open these two books and see what's actually in them. So I wish you a very happy New Year, and I will see you all very soon.